one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from NBC News and has to do with another Hollywood actor that's in trouble. That's right. Actor Kiefer Sutherland, a film and television star. We all know that. He was arrested this past Monday after he was alleged to have physically assaulted and threatened a rideshare driver, said police. I don't know if it was Uber or Lyft. But Sutherland, who's 59, was arrested at Sunset Boulevard and Fairfax Avenue. I know where that's at, in Hollywood, after officers responded to a report of an assault around 12:15 a.m. Los Angeles police officer Kevin Terces said. Now, he said the investigation has determined that the suspect, later identified as Kiefer Sutherland, entered a rideshare vehicle, physically assaulted the driver, who's the victim, and made criminal threats toward the victim. Sutherland's representatives did not immediately respond to requests for comment on Tuesday night. Now, Officer Terces said the victim didn't sustain any injuries that required medical treatment at the scene and added that an investigation continued. Kiefer Sutherland was booked into jail a little after 4 a.m. on an unspecified felony charge, according to the Los Angeles County jail records. He was assigned $50,000 bail and bonded out about 7 hours later. He was scheduled to appear in court February 2nd. And then you have Daniel Stern, who allegedly is arrested for solicitation of prostitution. And, apparently he wasn't home alone. And then, Timothy Busfield you have. Now, concerning Timothy Busfield, he's being charged with sexual assault, and it's not good. His wife, Melissa Gilbert, had just spoke out on this topic weeks before. That's right. Little House on the Prairie star Melissa Gilbert, she was half pint, remember? Spoke out against child sexual abuse months before her husband, Timothy Busfield, had an arrest warrant issued for alleged child sex abuse. Now, on Friday, January 9th, an arrest warrant was issued for Timothy Busfield for his alleged actions involving two 11-year-old sibling actors whom he met on the set of the Fox television series, The Cleaning Lady. One of the victims alleged that incidents began when he was just 7. On Saturday, the When Calls the Heart actress, that's Melissa Gilbert, seemingly deactivated her Instagram account as users flooded the comments of her most recently post with questions and comments about Timothy Busfield. So, but what happened was she spoke out about incidents that occurred weeks before he got the arrest warrant. And she was talking about how on Little House on the Prairie, when she was 15, her co-star, who was 23 years old, he was the guy on there. Did he play her husband? I forget now, but it mentions, it's from People magazine. It mentions the actor. But she said they were on a vacation in Hawaii and he kissed her and she was like, whoa, because she was 15 and he was 23. And so she spoke out about that weeks before. Then Timothy Busfield gets the arrest warrant and then she closes her Instagram account. She's just, I'm done. I'm out. But the question is, and people are saying, so she knew. But the question is, did she know? It's hypothetical. We don't know. They know in that house. But did she know? Is that why she was speaking out against it? And then all of a sudden her husband, and then Kiefer Sutherland gets arrested. Daniel Stern gets arrested. What's going on in Hollywood, man? But let's talk about, just for a second, and then I'm done, these sexual assaults that occur in Hollywood. I mean, Harvey Weinstein opened the floodgates, the Me Too movement. And then everybody, I got a story. Me too. Everybody had their stories now. But we're hearing all these stories. I mean, Kevin Spacey, who, by the way, was acquitted. And, with Kevin Spacey, I know there's a lot of people that don't, that still hate him and whatnot, but you got to look at it for a second. His main accuser was tripping over his testimony. He was giving a lot of, what's the word? But when you say something and then you say something else and it's opposite of what you said a minute ago, and you go, oh, hold on a minute, you just said that. That's opposite of what you just said a minute ago. That's what happened to Kevin Spacey's main accuser in court, was that he was tripping over his testimony. He was saying things that were, I can't think of the word. It's 7:28 in the morning, but starts with a C, I think. But anyway, I digress. But that's what happened to him. He was saying something, and then he would say something else, and then we go, hold on a minute, that's opposite of what you said last week. And that's how Kevin Spacey got acquitted, was, and here comes the sun, little darling. But, so we have Kevin Spacey, we've had Brett Ratner got accused. He was a big time director. And just recently, what's his name? These are all just coming to my head. He played Medea in the movies. He plays Medea. And then he also played Inspector Cross in one of these movies. He got accused. He just recently got accused by somebody of some, inappropriate things. So is Hollywood really, and people are so hush about it. I mean, Ricky Gervais, he was at the Golden Globes and he mentioned Harvey Weinstein's perversions, and then looks at the crowd.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it.
So the real question is, and I don't know, maybe I'm going to get your opinions on this. Coming back to the Timothy Busfield thing, I mean, Kiefer Sutherland, a lot of celebrities. Who was it? Russell Crowe, that threw the phone against the wall at the clerk. They get upset. Everybody gets upset. But when you have people like Timothy Busfield or Danny Masterson's serving time. Danny Masterson's in there for years. He ain't getting out. That's from that 70s show. This is what he got caught for. I don't think it was a minor, but what's going on in Hollywood? And now Timothy Busfield just might be looking at a little bit of prison time. The guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he played the principal. Jeffrey, what's his name? He was in Beetlejuice too. He played the dad. He got caught in Fontana, California. That's right. He's a chomo. What's going on in Hollywood? Do you have to be, I don't know. I want your opinions.